Welcome to Neuro-Energetic Success Secrets. I am honored to have you here. This is going to be a really powerful 5 days where you get to immerse yourself in a set of practices and awarenesses to really help you maximize more capability, more power in yourself and in your business. I'm excited to share some of the strategies that I've really only shared with my high-end VIP clients who pay me $8K to spend the day with me or up to $50K for the entire year. And the reason that they do that is they know that helping to maximize the capability of their nervous system and their energetic system helps them to do things like 6-figure launches or exit their 8-figure business. Now, I want to break down some of the ways that this is going to be really powerful for you and help you understand how to get the most out of this. This program is especially powerful if you allow yourself to immerse in it. Immersion is one of the things the nervous system needs in order to really squeeze the most out of any situation that it is engaging in. Just in the same way when we learn a new language, when we allow ourselves to be immersed in the language, we learn it much more quickly. This same strategy and deep focus and deep commitment to what we're doing is one of the things that's going to set the stage for you in helping you get the most out of this. So I'm excited to help you dig in and find ways to really commit to using this 5 days as a springboard into what you want most next in your life, in your business, or whatever else it is that you're doing. Now, I work primarily with entrepreneurs and high performers. So if you identify as one of those, I'm glad you're here. If you don't, that's great too. These strategies and this way of thinking and way of engaging is really useful for anyone who's really looking to take their next jump, their next leap into what life and the universe has in store for them next. Now, I just want to provide a little bit of context on why I'm teaching this. After 25 years almost now of meditation and spiritual practice, and 15 years as an entrepreneur, as a healer, 20,000 hands-on sessions as a healer, and thousands and thousands of coaching sessions with entrepreneurs, what I've found is a key and core set of characteristics, ways of being, strategies and tactics that I'm going to share with you so that you can squeeze the most out of what is happening for you right now. Now, it's no mystery that this is a very chaotic time, and that chaos is actually pulling most people away from what they're meant to be focusing on: their mission, their soul's purpose, their dharma, their reason for being here in this lifetime. And I'm using this 5 days as a way to pull us back into focus of what is essential and what is important, and not to get lost in the craziness and the madness that is happening all around us. Now, I personally have had to develop these strategies because I, maybe like you, am an empath and really sensitive. I test a 10 out of 10 in the introversion scale, and I had to learn how to navigate a crazy and chaotic world. And simultaneously, I knew my dharma personally was pulling me into helping more people. The entrepreneur world and life is not easy for empaths and highly sensitive people, those who are energetically aware and those who have committed to their awakening. So like you, these strategies have really been life-saving for me. And they've also been the catapult into the level of success that I have personally experienced as well. So we already mentioned the first thing that is going to be critically important here, and that is immersion. Let yourself fully dig into this program. I don't want it to take all day for you. I want you to get into the business of doing what it is you have to do. But I also want you to know that the doing that you are doing in your business has to sit on a solid foundation of who you are being. And at the core of who you are being is what is happening in your nervous system and what is happening in your energetics. Especially for the people who are attracted to the type of work that I do, those two factors are really the foundation for everything else that happens in your life, in your relationships, and certainly in your business. Now, that being said, I'm going to structure this in a way that you can be doing less and simultaneously achieving more. The truth of it is that most entrepreneurs have a little bit of shiny object syndrome. They have a little bit of that ADHD tendency and tend to get distracted by all the squirrels in your life. So I want to help you pare down and get back to what is absolutely essential and get your nervous system really drenched in that thing that is part of your mission. Now, I don't want you to confuse this with the hustle and grind culture that is so prevalent in the entrepreneurial space. That's not what this is meant to be. In fact, built into this is going to be practices and meditations to help you reconnect with what is essential, what is foundational, and your primary reason for being. That is the thing that ignites you, sets you on fire, and puts you into motion in what it is you are doing in your business. So don't worry about having to do more and more and more. This is really about doing less, but doing more of what is absolutely essential. Now, my invitation for you here is, if you're going to take part in this 5 days, to really commit. It would be easy to let this be one more thing that you just stack onto your task list and your have to do list. I'm going to invite you to start to chip away at some of those preconceived notions of what I have to do. Again, because immersion. So if you allow yourself to immerse in this process, it can be the springboard for what you want more of. And I know for most of you, that's revenue, that's clients, that's impact, that's more alignment with your energized, authentic self. That really is the battery and the motor of how your business does the magic that it does and becomes visible out there in the world for more people to be attracted to you. Now, the second thing that I want you to start to pay attention to is what I call the gap. And I'm going to tag below this video another video, an exercise that you can go into to help you understand the gap. And the gap is really, who am I being now? What is the result of this beingness? And based on what I want, who will I have to show up as? So, what is the gap between who I am being now and who I must be being that is going to do the things that I need to do to get the results that I want? Because I promise you, in that gap is all the resistance, all the confusion, all of the disordered aspects of our neurology and energetics that need to be brought back into alignment so we can be powerful creators and really harness the power of that energetic self as a creator and liberate us into more of the success that you want and I want and the world needs from us. And I'm going to leave you with one last thought here. You're probably familiar with an entrepreneur named Alex Hormozy. Alex says that the majority of highly successful people operate from three primary characteristics. Those characteristics are a sense of inferiority, a sense of superiority, and impulse control. That's madness. The people that I attract into these spaces are never going to be able to be successful utilizing those core characteristics. Much of what we have created our businesses around and much of what we have done in our own interpersonal and personal work has been to deconstruct that inferiority and superiority. But what happens when you have inferiority and superiority is you're generating a lot of energy. There's a lot of friction that gets created. And the reason these people become successful is because they utilize that quantity of energy to focus on their business, get really immersed, and move things forward in the way that they have to. And while people like you and I are never going to be able to do that, I want you to consider how much energy you actually will need to devote in order to taking your next step. And now that energy might come from hiring the right next person. It might come from the commitment and dedication to system and process, or it might just be more work. All of that really depends on what stage of your business you're in. But I want you to start to think about the amount of energy you're going to need to commit to next in order for the business to go where it wants to go, or whatever else it is that you are working on. Again, I'm honored to have you here. genuinely. I know your time is precious. I know you've got a big mission. And I also know that there are so many people out there right now who need that help, who need that boost, who need that next thing so they can take their next big leap and fulfill on the promise that they've been feeling deep in their heart. They've been seeing in their meditation and in their journaling practices for years. Now, I can't promise that for you. Everyone's circumstances are different. What I'm going to invite you into, if it feels right, is that you make that promise to yourself that no matter what, I'm going to put the effort in. I'm going to put the focus in, the attention in to get the most out of this that I can, to give myself the best shot possible. That at the end of this 5 days, there's something new, something real, something tangible. There's a new feel in the air. There's a new energy in my system. And I can utilize that to help more people and make the world a better place.